Hi, it's Gemma. This episode comes with a warning of strong language, honest opinions, and some topics that you might find upsetting. But that's why you love us. We can't help but overshare. Hi, it's Gemma.
And Lauren.
Get ready to listen to our innermost secrets
In the Oops, We Overshared Again podcast. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back to season 3 of the podcast, which sounds really weird. But also,
Oh, hi.
you need to be a YouTube watcher for this episode specifically. If you're not, you need to get on because we have got some updates.
So many updates.
What is that on your hand, Gem?
Well, oh, this old thing.
Oh, yeah, that thing, yeah.
This would be my engagement ring.
Oh.
I love how we're both just giggling.
Well, this is right. So this is literally the first time we've spoken.
This is the first time we've spoken. And to be fair, we were like, should we catch up? No, let's just press record and hope for the best.
Well, I'm thinking we catch up. Like, there's no point in catching up and then talking about it afterwards. We might as well catch up with everybody
all day long. Give the people what they want.
I'm so excited. And for anyone that is listening, she's got her just engaged like Minnie Mouse ears on.
Yeah. And also for context, I went to Disneyland Paris, which is where Ben proposed to me. So I'm not just a random person sitting here with mini ears. They're like 3D printed ears. One side said just engaged and one's got like a Disney castle on it.
Can I just say, you did get engaged in Disney, but you are also currently just a random person wearing Disney ears.
I mean, I am.
Because you are in.
I just said to Ben, I was like, I'm going upstairs to record a podcast with Lauren. He was like, your ears are on the bed if you want to put them on. I was like, okay then, go on then. So yeah.
Tell us then, how much do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about last year?
We can skim over it.
Okay, well, do you want to go? Because it's okay, I don't
so
think you can skim.
Let's start at the beginning. Ben and I have been together for a long time. We have a child.
We obviously did. Obviously, I've got an update as well. We'll talk about that. But obviously, we've done a whole episode called.
We have, yeah. So
he married me, or why won't they marry me?
We have exactly. So Laura and I have touched on this before. It's been an ongoing bone of contention as to why, I give the man a child, I give him a home, yet still he would not put a ring on it. So last year when we was in Devon on holiday, Ben did try and propose.
He did,
but I messed it up in spectacular fashion.
Really it was quite a monumental moment.
It really was. And it's one of those moments that I'm sure everyone can relate to where you realise your fault, but you've already dug your hole and you just continue to dig it deeper and deeper and deeper until you can no longer see the light of day. That very much was that moment. Yeah. So then fast forward now, that was last September.
Mm-hmm.
Now, March of 2023, we went to Disneyland Paris as a family. Although, this also, now you don't know this either, Lauren, so this will be quite funny for you. So apparently, Ben proposed on our third day there. He proposed on the Tuesday. We got there on the Sunday. He had apparently planned to propose. I'm going to take these ears off my head. He had apparently planned to propose on the Sunday when we got there.
Mm-hmm.
We turned up, and I don't know if anyone listening has been to Disneyland Paris recently. It's fucking carnage. Like, there are people everywhere and they don't give a shit.
I feel like that's always been the way, yeah, but continue.
God. Oh, so like we had some random woman try and like push Elliot, like Elliot's my little boy, push him out the way. He was in a pram to get in front of him for a parade. And I'm like, no, he's 3. He's sitting in a pram. You can fuck off. I had some young group of kids behind me in a queue that kept trying to edge round me, and I'm petty as fuck, you know this. So then I was like putting my arm out on the wall, like spreading myself out, and then they kept like trying to nudge into me, and they didn't speak English, which is fortunate for them, because then I was just going to Ben, can you see where I end and they begin, because that girl is so far up my arse I can feel her entering me. But luckily she did not speak English, otherwise I've been a bit of a row. Yeah. So anyway, he tried to propose on the first day. He said I didn't know this, but we got there and he'd planned to do it like in front of the castle, but it was literally like you couldn't move. And he was like, this just isn't going to work. And then the second day we had a character breakfast. And what he'd planned to do, because the ears that he bought me, he'd planned to, he said he was going to ask them, like, can they get a character to bring the ears out to me and say, oh, I think you dropped these.
Okay.
And obviously I'd be like, because I had Beauty and the Beast ears that I'd already bought to take with me. And I'd be like, they're not mine. And then Ben would be like, on one knee, like, oh yes, they are. Will you marry me? And then he's like, and then I thought like maybe they could bring like some champagne or something over. Right. Apparently that was not met with the warmest of reception. Essentially they were like, no.
Oh.
Won't be offering any kind of assistance with that. So Ben was like, great. So then on the third day, the day before we were due to come home, we were walking into the park and we got in early because it was the when you stay at a Disney hotel, you got what they call a magic hour, so you can get in from 8:30. We got in early and I was like, let's go on that Peter Pan ride because the queue was always really long. And I thought, well, Elliot might like it. So we've got in through and he's like, let's have a picture in the bandstand. And I was like, no, fuck that. Let's just go and get on the ride. He's like, no, picture on the bandstand. And I was like, fucking hell, all right, calm down. Why does he want this picture in the bandstand all of a sudden? And as we're walking over to the bandstand, this guy and his girlfriend are having their picture done in it. And just as we literally just are getting to it, the guy drops down on one knee to propose to his girlfriend. And honestly, I can't tell you enough. Ben never swears. I swear all the time. Ben is like, when Ben hurts himself, he says fiddlesticks. Like literally, he is like a Disney movie. And he turned round. This guy literally just got down on one knee to propose to his girlfriend, and Ben has shouted, "Oh, fuck off!" and stormed off in the other direction. I was like, oh dear, okay. And then he's like, should we go and have a picture in front of the castle? And I'm like, I'm guessing that you're going to try and do that. So we got in front of the castle and then he got these girls. I said, oh, do you want me to take your picture to these girls? Yeah. And they were like, do you want us to take one of you? Yeah. Gave him my phone. And then we stood there and Ben looked at me and went, are you ready? I went, for what? And then he got down on one knee in front of the castle. Very cute.
It is very cute. And poor Ben, like he has been trying for like it's like
I know
that he tried obviously last year and it didn't happen. Gemma basically preempted it before it was about to happen.
Yes.
And maybe not in the best way. And then obviously he's like built it up to be this like thing, and then every opportunity he's trying.
I did say to him, maybe this is the universe's way of telling you shouldn't be marrying me.
So funny, but bless him, and I love it. And I woke up, so give context to everyone that's listening, because obviously it'll be a lot later when this episode goes out. At the moment it's currently the 23rd of March. Gemma got engaged on the 21st of March, so it was literally 2 days ago. But I woke up to obviously my phone ringing. Anybody that knows me, not a morning person, just not.
No. But you also did tell me that whenever it happens, whatever time, to ring you.
Right. I did say that, and I'm glad that you did. But obviously you're an hour ahead as well, being in France.
Oh yeah, okay, true.
So it's really early here. My alarm hasn't gone off yet, and I wake up to Gemma FaceTiming me, and I know what it is. So I'm like, damn it, and I just missed it. So I thought, right, give myself a second, and then I rang you back. I'm pretty sure the first words out of my mouth were, Ben, what the fuck time did you call this? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Middle of the pissing night.
Literally. Well, for you, it would have been about 7 a.m. because it was by 8 a.m. for us. So yeah.
It was early. But yeah, it's so exciting. I'm so excited for you.
So yeah.
About bloody time, like you say.
Literally about time.
It's very exciting. I'm very excited to like impose planning and just be like, I'm here. What should we do now?
Yeah, well, we did say as well, Lauren quite rightly pointed out, like, what are we going to spend our time doing now? We're not going to be giving Ben shit about not proposing.
That's literally my favourite hobby.
But now we get to spend time planning a wedding.
It's so exciting.
Put your events management degree to good use.
I honestly can't wait. I am so excited. Like,
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. And yeah. But overall, unpopular opinion time. Would not recommend Disneyland Paris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like,
As a whole, you
I
wouldn't.
mean,
You
remove
wouldn't enjoy
the fact I come back with an engagement ring. Maybe 4 out of 10. Would not recommend.
it. Fair enough.
Yeah. But enough of me and my shit. Tell us about yours.
I
Life
was
update.
to be fair, I was just about to say very quickly. You said something, and you obviously said this to me privately, but I'm going to share it publicly.
Go for it.
But which I feel like is the whole premise of the podcast anyway. You said something to me earlier that I thought was really amazing. The fact that like it's obviously exciting, but it's not this like it feels different to previous times when you've obviously been in this situation. Obviously, we've mentioned before that Gemma has been engaged and married before, and it is different because it's like it's not like this thing that's like patching up. It's not like a plaster
Yeah.
over something of the fact that it's shit. It's like exciting, but it's also like normal, and it should be happening. And I think that's really
No, yeah. And and to be fair, like of the previous times I've been engaged, one of the times I got engaged to the dolphin. My mum, I don't know if I've actually shared this or not. I'll tell anyway because it's funny. My mum told me I was getting engaged before I went on that holiday with
you did
my
say
then boyfriend, and then I begged someone to break my leg because I didn't want to go. Shock horror, that relationship ended soon after we got back from holiday and I was engaged. I had to give him the ring back though. I mean, which I would have done. Fuming, yeah. But other times I've got engaged has been like you say, either like situational because like relationships got a bit boring or because it's like there's been some underlying issue there. Whereas it doesn't feel any different now because our life is the same. Apart from the fact we've now got to save up a lot of money to pay for a wedding.
Yeah.
Do you reckon we start a GoFundMe?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, people that donate get to pick items of my wedding.
Can we just make up some shit of like something that's going on in your life where you need, I've only got a year, so if you could fund my wedding.
No,
because it would give you anxiety. You'd be like, have I only got a year?
It literally would. And we can't even say it's about Ben either because that will also give me anxiety. Not ideal. So no, I think we'll just stick with the whole. No, we could find a way around it. Like, don't tell the bride, which it would be don't tell the bride, but you can pay for elements of the wedding and pick that element.
Oh, okay.
So I wouldn't know what I'm going to get until the day.
Oh my God, so much fun and anxiety provoking, but still.
Yeah, but that's like a different kind of anxiety. I can deal with that. Not the tempting fate by saying I'm going to die in a year. But yeah. Or that Ben's going to die in a year because that also would not be good.
No, that would not be ideal. Have you got, just really quickly, have you got like a rough like even year of what you're thinking in terms of getting married?
I'm going to get married this year, really, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay.
Like towards the end of the year, obviously.
Okay.
We're in March now.
Are you going to steal my birthday as well?
How funny. No, definitely not. But yeah, anyway, enough of my shit. Let's talk about you.
So it's like the opposite update. It's like, so Gemma got engaged and I split up with my boyfriend. Very opposite. And when I said Gemma saw my date, it's ironic. The funny thing is, obviously, me and Gemma have both, for the last year, really, given both our partners shit in regards to like, when are you going to propose? And it's so funny because the day Gemma got engaged was a day that I would have probably been expecting it had me and Steve not split up because it was our anniversary. So I'm like, bitch, you stole my day.
Literally, I did. Well, Ben. We can blame him.
There's a new hobby for me. We can blame Ben.
Blame Ben. Let's blame Disney because if they hadn't been shit, he would have proposed on the first day.
True. We'll blame Disney.
Yeah, let's boycott them.
But yeah, that's my update, I guess. We split up very unexpectedly on my part. Less unexpectedly on his. But I genuinely feel like really good about it. I do. I don't know,
but like like what we've been saying this though, right? It's that I do believe this, is that when we're on a path in life, we know if something's not quite right.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't, for whatever reason, because it's like, well, do you know, it might not be quite right, but it's easier than not having that, or it's easier than starting again, or whatever else. And then sometimes if we don't listen to that niggle,
Mm-hmm.
the universe steps in.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I don't want to talk shit about him at all, so I'm not going to make it even about him in the slightest. But I just I guess I can see a lot clearer now out of it, and I just genuinely feel like more like myself, and more just I genuinely feel like there's a lot of things in my life that I'm like, that as a result of it have made it harder. Like, I don't currently have my own home, and obviously it takes we had been like wanting to start a family and things like that, so it takes all of that out of the equation for the immediate future and things like that. So there is parts of it that are harder, but in like general, I'm like so glad it's happened. Like, I really genuinely am. And I think it's really hard, because I think I almost look like, not that I should care what I look like, but I almost feel like I look like I'm just like burying it, and I'm being, do you know what I mean? I'm trying like not to
I don't think you, I mean, I saw how upset you were at the start, and it's not, and it's and it is heartbreaking, because even if you're okay with it, it's still grieving stuff, right? And it's still a
yeah,
lot of shit to process.
yeah.
And not speaking shit about him, but by the same token, it's like he'd obviously come to that decision and processed that, and
Wait.
gone like, right, okay, thought it over, mulled it over, come to that decision, come to terms with it, and then told you. Whereas you were like, so when we order the Chinese, oh well, actually, Aaron,
Yeah,
bam,
that was
like
literally the conversation. Yeah.
literally. So I don't think it's that. I think in the same way that he obviously had that time to come to terms with it before he said to you about it, is you've had to play catch up in that sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. And obviously it's my life that's more affected, because I lived in his house.
Yeah.
And so it's made that like awkward, and I can't get into my own place for still about 3 months. And it's already been like a month and a half now. But yeah, I just it's weird, because it's the longest relationship, and it's the most serious, and it's the person that I've lived with the longest, and so many different things, and I've never like tried to start a family with anyone else or anything like that. But it's also the breakup I feel like I've genuinely processed and got over the quickest, because I think I have just, obviously there's a lot of things I've said privately to you and to my mum and a few other people as well, where it's like there were some real situations there that weren't okay.
Yeah.
And I was not wanting to acknowledge it, because didn't want to start again, didn't want to. There's a lot of fears that like play into that, I think.
Of course there is. Of course there is. And it's the thing is though, I think it's the fact that the space you're in now and the way you've processed it and dealt with it, like you say, you've let yourself grieve, you've let yourself get upset, you've let yourself, feel all the emotions, the anger, the confusion, all of that shit. You've allowed yourself to process it. Whereas I think a lot of the times, and we've all been guilty of this, when we have a breakup, is that it's like we just go out and get drunk, and we just like, talk shit about them, and just get and stay in that kind of cycle. And then it's 6 months pass, and then we're upset, whereas you've kind of just, you felt it all, and you should be so proud of yourself.
It's mad, isn't it, how much like my life like, it's crazy when I think about the fact that 2 months ago we were obviously together, and in my mind completely okay. And it's so funny like how much has changed in that
Yeah.
time, in terms of like the fact that we're not together anymore, and I think genuinely both of us are happier. The fact that I obviously live in a different place, the fact that I've been to Spain, the fact that like,
Yes. Wait. Don't even just skim over that. So Lauren has like a real phobia of traveling, like to to the point that for a long time she wouldn't even go like 2 junctions on a dual carriageway by her house. Went to fucking Spain in a car on a ferry.
Well, in the under, but yeah.
A what?
In the under bit, but yeah.
Oh, you know what I mean. Whatever. What is that one then? The tunnel.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, no, it's
Well, it's still a train or something, isn't it?
yes, it is. It's a train, and
So
it's my
it's
worst
still
nightmare.
right. Either way, your thing is about being trapped in a
Yes,
form of transport where you
yes,
can't get off.
yes.
So
Being on the
irregardless of what
kind of
that transport is, you
yeah,
fucking done it.
yeah. It was a real moment of, so basically, to give context, when Steve and I split up, we were obviously it was very unexpected, and the conversation did go exactly how Gemma said, of that we were ordering a takeaway and it came out of nowhere. And then he told me he needed space and he didn't want to talk about it. So I
The most sad thing of this whole thing is that Lauren didn't get her Chinese.
I did not.
What the fuck?
Human.
That is what we're mad at.
You actually are. And do you know what? He then ordered food afterwards as well, because he was like, he's fine. He's cool. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. But also, out of principle, no, I don't still want to get a takeaway. But freaking, so this happens that evening. And to give context, so we have a house in Spain. My mum has a house in Spain, I should say. And my mum was driving there anyway to go, and they had a new kitchen done like last year and it wasn't finished, and so she wanted to like do a few bits, so they were driving so that they could take stuff down with them. And sometimes they drive and sometimes they fly, depending on how long they're spending there. And luckily she'd only got as far as Canterbury, so she was still in the country when I rang her and basically said what had happened. And so instead of going to Spain, her and my stepdad turned around and came home and spent the next 3 days moving me out. Like, we got everything out, including all the furniture in. This was on the Thursday or Friday. By the Sunday, everything was out. And then I'd kind of already thought like, oh, maybe I should just go with them. Like, that had already crossed my mind. But I was also like you say, it's not an easy thing for me to do, and it wouldn't normally even enter my head. So it was kind of like just a passing thought. And then we started playing around with it a bit more, and then Graham, my stepdad, made the decision to go and see his daughter because they weren't going to Spain anymore. So he kind of went to Wales to go and see her, which was fine. But then it also made it more complicated because it just made it all more complicated. But basically, kind of very last minute, we were like, fuck it, let's just go. So me and mum went down by ourselves. And then when my stepdad was back from visiting his daughter, he flew out and joined us. But yeah, I was there for 3 weeks. And it was great. Yeah. It's just, yeah, but it's like that kind of thing. It was very much a moment, and I said this to mum before I went, of it's kind of a bit of a like what got me through that and what made me like I'd have never done it otherwise. No. Like it was but I think like it's not a bad thing, right? Because it gets like sometimes you need that extreme emotion to make you do something, but it was like a fuck you that drove me to do it. But good, you know. Like,
please, when we got something that I think I might have said this to you in a voice note. When we got something that overwhelming that's happening, it almost knocks everything else out of context, especially when it comes to things like anxiety. And kind of like when you, like what we've said before, if you don't feel safe with someone, you don't let them see that anxiety, right? And the same thing can apply if it's like a really intense emotion, and that obviously is a life-changing situation that happened. It's like, well, yeah, like you've almost got this all-consuming thing going on, like the fuck you, that it's like, well, yeah, fuck it, go in a car, what's the worst that's gonna happen? Like,
yeah, it is. And it's I mentioned it to you as well, that like there's been other situations in my life where I've had that as well. Like when I went to Canada when I was 18, it was because I was struggling. Like it's those moments where I do tend to do those like big things. And yeah, I genuinely just really good. I would love my home to be sorted now, especially as I don't have the cats and things, so I'm in this like weird in between because they're still at his and they are mine. They were mine beforehand.
It will come though. I know you say like it's not until June, but I mean we're nearly at the end of March now. Look how quick that first, like you say, nearly 2 months has gone.
I think it will go quite quick. And actually I felt good because I went to go see the cats last week, and it just gave me a bit of peace of mind, like they're fine. Like I don't need to go all the time. I can go like once every 3 weeks or whatever, just to like sort out Meredith's injection because she has asthma. I don't have to be there all the time, and I think that will. And actually she had an injection a couple of days ago, and she has those every 4 weeks, sorry. And I realized she only is going to have 2 more with me going to pick her up. Like that's a good timeline of like, oh, another month has gone. Do you know what I mean? And so I'll notice it more. But no, I feel really good. I feel like it's really funny because obviously coming into like this episode, and obviously the fact that we've spoken about my situation because it's been longer, but coming in and like both being like, I don't know, things are just like so different. But genuinely, even though it's like the opposite scenarios, I feel like we're both really good.
Yeah.
Like, both me and you. Put your ears back on.
I'm gonna, they're on.
Such a dork.
No, fucking love it, don't I?
Here for it. Are you gonna wear that? Because I'm seeing you next weekend. Are you gonna wear the ears? Are you just gonna be like that they are now your ears?
I mean,
Can't hear without them.
Probably not. Yeah. No.
Depends where we're going.
Yeah, maybe. No, it doesn't. What are we? No, let's not get into what we're going to do.
I have no idea.
That's an offline conversation.
I have no idea what we're doing, but I am very excited to see you and give you a big hug.
We've not seen each other for quite some time. Since your birthday.
Was it my birthday? Was that what? Oh yeah, because I've not seen you since yours.
No present that didn't turn up till after. I haven't, have I? I need to find. Did I show you what it was?
No. Do you want to go get it?
I don't know where it is.
Oh.
Okay. I need to find that.
That's fine.
You still got my Christmas present from Ginny.
I've still got that, and I may have gotten you another little present as well.
Oh, thanks.
So it's going to be just like, it's going to be Christmas.
Well, good. Love that. I'm here for it.
I'm very excited. But yeah, so I guess there are kind of like main updates for everybody.
There are main life updates. I'm getting married. Yeah. Lauren is refurbing her flat and living her best bachelorette lifestyle.
Yeah.
Lauren is literally living her best life.
I am, to be fair. I'm having a nice
She's now like, the world is her oyster, can go traveling whenever she wants.
Because that's something that I do. Yeah.
Of course, because that is like your dream.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's good. Everything is good and exciting, and I think that's like all any of us wanted for this year, right? It's just in very different ways, but
But the saying goes, doesn't it, that things have got to fall apart for better things. I said to you, and I got it all around my neck about what tarot card it was, but you knew it, didn't you? It's death or something.
Yeah, I love death. It's great card.
Love death. Yeah, awesome. Yay. Yay, death. But it is, and things just end up falling together, don't they, in the weirdest spectacular of fashions.
I was just going to show you really quickly. This is a whole other topic, and we will talk about this in another episode. I've not even spoken to you about it, Gemma, but I've been like doing my like psychic shit recently, but it's related to this, so I just want to show you. When I was scribbling the other day while I was like doing a whole situation, again, I'll talk about it later, I drew without meaning to, and I still haven't quite made sense of what it means, but it basically said that I'm going to go full circle back to the beginning so I can choose a different path.
Oh, I love that for you.
And so that's where we're at. We're starting at the beginning.
Back at the flat.
It'll look like a different flat, but it'll be the same flat.
But it needs to be a different flat because that's you already starting to choose your new path.
There you are. So there we go. It's very positive. It's very exciting. I'd love to know what everybody else has anyone else got any big updates?
Yeah, any big life updates for us. We're all about it.
Be as big, like it can
small be. Life updates.
Any updates.
Anything they want to share.
We're here for updates, good or bad. Share with us. And yeah, thanks for listening to the first episode back. We are really excited to be back. We've
got some great guests lined up this series.
We have got some good guests. we still need to 100% plan out some of the rest of the episodes, because we didn't want to talk before, because we wanted
No, this is very off the cuff.
yeah, this is very off the cuff. But
Literally, I got back from Disney last night.
it's very exciting though. And yes, stay tuned. Episodes will be on YouTube and Spotify and Amazon and Apple as always. Follow us on Instagram, Oops, We Overshared Again. And that's it, I think.
And if anyone has any suggestions for things they would like us to cover, let us know.
Feel free. Absolutely.
Right.
Amazing. See you later. Bye.